twin-engine, four-bladed, multi-mission attack helicopter.
The AH-64 Apache is highly mobile, lethal, and can destroy armor, personnel, and material targets in obscure battlefield conditions.
With weapons like aerial rockets, 30mm automatic guns, and point-target weapons, the AH-64 has become one of the most advanced aerial fighting vehicles in the world.
Hello everyone. The Boeing AH-64 Apache is an American twin-turbo-shaft attack helicopter with a tailwheel-type landing gear arrangement and a tandem cockpit for a crew of two. It features a nose-mounted sensor suite for target acquisition and night vision systems. It is armed with a 30mm 1.18 mm 230 chain gun carried between the main landing gear under the aircraft's forward fuselage, and 4 hard points mounted on stub wing pylons for carrying armament and stores, typically a mixture of AGM-14 Hellfire missiles and Hydra 70 rocket pods. The AH-64 has significant systems redundancy to improve combat survivability. The Apache began as the Model 77 developed by Hughes Helicopters for the United States Army's Advanced Attack Helicopter program to replace the L-1 Cobra. The prototype AH-64 was first flown on September 30, 1975. The U.S. Army selected the AH-64 over the Bell AH-63 in 1976, and later approved full production in 1982. After acquiring Hughes Helicopters in 1984, McDonnell Douglas continued AH-64 production and development. The helicopter was introduced to U.S. Army service in April 1986. The advanced AH-64D Apache Longbow was delivered to the Army in March 1997. Production has been continued by Boeing Defense, Space, and Security, with over 2,400 AH-64s being produced by 2020. The U.S. Army is the primary operator of the AH-64. It has also become the primary attack helicopter of multiple nations, including Greece, Japan, Israel, the Netherlands, Singapore, and the United Arab Emirates. It has been built under license in the United Kingdom as the Agastoisland Apache. American AH-64s have served in conflicts in Panama, the Persian Gulf, Kosovo, Afghanistan, and Iraq. Israel used the Apache in its military conflicts in Lebanon and the Gaza Strip. British and Dutch Apaches have seen deployments in wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. In 1981, 3 pre-production AH-64As were handed over to the U.S. Army for operational test too. The Army testing was successful, but afterward it was decided to upgrade to the more powerful T700C101 version of engine, rated at 1,690 shp 1,260 kW. The AH-64 was named the Apache in late 1981, following the tradition of naming Army helicopters after Native American tribes. It was approved for full-scale production in 1982. In 1983, the first production helicopter was rolled out at Hughes Helicopters facility at Mesa, Arizona. Hughes Helicopters was purchased by McDonnell Douglas for $470 million in 1984, equivalent to $1,324 million in 2022. The helicopter unit later became part of the Boeing Company with the merger of Boeing and McDonnell Douglas in August 1997. In 1986, the incremental or flyaway cost for the AH-64A was $7M, and the average unit cost was approximately $13.9M based on total costs. A 1985 Department of Defense engineering analysis by the Inspector General's office reported that significant design deficiencies still needed to be addressed by the contractor. The Army project manager William H. Forster published a list of 101 action items. In 1986, the 4 22-foot-long main rotor blades, each made from steel and composite material glued together to maximize strength and minimize weight by the Composite Strictures division of Alcoa Composites, were added to the list. The steel composite rotors could not meet the Army specification for a life of 1,500 flight hours and needed replacement after just 146 hours. After 6 changes to the design, the rotor blade life was extended to 1,400 hours by early 1991. The AH-64 Apache has a 4-blade main rotor and a 4-blade tail rotor. The crew sits in tandem, with the pilot sitting behind and above the co-pilot/gunner. Both crew members are capable of flying the aircraft and performing methods of weapon engagements independently. The AH-64 is powered by two General Electric T700 turboshaft engines with high-mounted exhausts on either side of the fuselage. Various models of engines have been used on the Apache. Those in British service use engines from Rolls-Royce. In 2004, General Electric Aviation began producing more powerful T700 701D engines, rated at 2000 HP 1500 kW for AH-64DS. The crew compartment and rotor blades are designed to sustain a hit from 23mm 0.91 in rounds. The airframe includes some 2,500 pounds, 1,100 kilograms of protection and has a self-sealing fuel system to protect against ballistic projectiles. This compartment also incorporates a transparent blast shield between the pilot and gunner seats so that at least one crew member can survive in the event of a direct hit, but the canopy and windows are otherwise unrated against ballistic threats. The aircraft was designed to meet the crashworthiness requirements of MILS D1290, which specifies minimum requirement for crash impact energy attenuation to minimize crew injuries and fatalities. This was achieved through incorporation of increased structural strength, crashworthy landing gear, seats, and fuel system. On a standard day, when temperatures are 59 degrees Fahrenheit 15 degrees Celsius, the AH-64 has a vertical rate of climb of 1,775 feet per minute, 541 meters/min, and a service ceiling of 21,000 feet, 6,400 meters. However, on a hot day, when temperatures are 70 degrees Fahrenheit 21 degrees Celsius, its vertical rate of climb is reduced to 1,595 fpm 486 meters/min, and service ceiling is reduced to 19,400 feet 5,900 meters to the less dense air.